at least in the park. In this video, we will study park. There you can go and connect with all these things. Okay, so now today's total discussion is based on super keywords. All the point I will discuss and I will complete it in this one video. Okay, let's start our discussion. What is the first is the super keyword? Just I'm writing super keyword. Okay, super keyword. So anyone having idea about the super keyword, it's okay. Just up to this, write it. But I'm trying to say super keyword. Super keyword, the Java keyword. Super the Java keyword. Java keyword. It can be used to represent superclass superclass object from subclass. What is the meaning of superclass and subclass? Just suppose this one is superclass, this one is superclass, and this one is subclass. And by using extend relation, okay. This one is the superclass. This is the example. Just for awareness purpose, I am giving. This is the superclass. This is subclass. Yeah, that. Good. In superclass, suppose inside the superclass, some variables are there in I equals to 10 and int j equals to 20. Okay. I want to access this variable from here. So you simple super dot j, then you can access these variables. I and super dot j. This is the basic point, guys. So up to this is good. Now, utilization of super keyword. There are three ways to use. There are three there are three ways to use super keyword. What is the three ways? First way is same thing. First way is to refer super class variable like this. Okay. Number second utilization is to refer super class constructor. Super class constructor. Third utilization is to refer refer superclass method. Here is no object reference. To refer object is not there. Only this one is there, guys. Okay. So these three utilization are super keyword utilization. These three utilizations are there. Only these three ways to use super keyword inside three ways. Okay. So one by one I will discuss. Okay. One by one I will discuss. Now after this introduction part is completed, I will give an example when I will use it. Okay. So first one is first after the discussion. First one is to refer super class variable. How to refer all these points I will discuss. Refer super class variable. Refer super class variable. How? If suppose if we want to refer super class, if you want to refer super class variable by using super keyword then we have to use the following syntax. And what is the syntax, guys? Syntax is super keyword dot variable name. Variable name. That's it. This is the syntax. This is the syntax to use. Okay. Now next point is we we will utilize keyword super keyword to access super class variable when we have same 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 set of variables. We have same set of variables at local or at current class. Local or current class at the super class. Okay. So now what is this point? You getting confusion? Remove the confusion. I will remove this confusion. Suppose we utilize the super keyword to access super class variable when we have some set of variable local means current class and at the super class same set of variables. Okay. So can I go the examples? No, create project. Maybe now Java project I want. So here is the Java project. Next. Project is called what is the super keyword. Super keyword. Just click on here. Next. Otherwise, you can also click on finish. Now this project is created, finish. I don't want to perspective and all the things. Module, I don't want to perspective also not. So it's super design keep the okay. So rename, how to rename the project? Simple. Just right click on the project. Right click. Right click and here you can refactor is there. Refactor section is there. Just click on rename and 4 instead of 4, just put 5. Okay, and project name will change. Big deal. It's simple. After keyword is completed, now create one package. form.itsp.super key. Okay. Inside the package, create one class. Class is suppose test class. Otherwise, you can use super key. Okay. Main method is required. Just click on finish. Remember, extend relation is required. This example I will show you how. Okay. This is preparing. Gives time to the compiler. Now it's ready. So now create one class. Create one class. Class suppose create one class A. Class A inside a class A. Class A having int I equals to like 10 and int j equals to like 20 having. Okay, this is the super class. Okay, now, 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 using one more class B extend class A. Okay, now here also int I equals to the 30 and int A equals to 40. Just now create B class constructor. Create B class constructor class B inside the constructor. Just I want to print all the data. Inside the constructor, just I want to print the class level variable data. So how using this keyword, but here I'm not discussing this. So use here, what is that? Yeah, this dot I, this dot I, this dot I, this dot I plus this dot J. Okay. Now I want to create the object of this class B, CB equals to new class B. Just constructor is calling. Then what is the data? What is the data printing value? Data it will print only 30 and 40 it will print. 30 and 40 will print. Let's see. 30 and 40 come. But I want to print the super class data. Super class data. So I given one keyword to you guys. One keyword S out. Right? S out. Super dot I. Super dot I plus and here super dot j. Then what is the here output is? Here output is 30 and 40. But 30 or 40. 30, 40. Okay. Now here output why? Because it's representing super class. It's representing super class data. Super class data is 10 20. This is the output. You can show. You can see. You can see. Now 10, 20 will come in. So this is the way. Suppose I'm using one more constructor. One more constructor I am using here. This parameterized constructor I j comma int I. Sequence is not matter, guys. Just here printing yes out, yes out, yes out I plus and plus j. Okay. But the understanding I and j is you can understand what which value is coming from I. So here create one more object class v equals to cv1 cv1 equals to new class v. Now here pass the parameter like the 10. I want to pass 40, 50, comma 60. That's it. Just I pass this thing. Save and run. Here output is coming. Here output is coming, guys. So wait. Just just S out. S out. No, S out. Wait. Some dot out dot print L. Here you go. I'm going to redeem error. The mark. After this printing, I want some space. Okay, let's get this. Now save it. Now you can understand. Now you can understand. This is the local variable. This is the local. This is the class label variable, and this is the super class. Super class. What is the super class of B class, A class? Then it will go into the super class. Okay. Here also super class. Here also. So now I'm pasting this code on Windows. So we can. Okay. So now this is the super class. This is the super class. Super class of class B. Okay. This one is subclass subclass of class A. So now this one is the superclass, this one is the subclass, and this is the method to calling constructors. Okay. This is the first way. This is the first way to refer superclass variables. Here we are referring superclass variable. Also, you can use wait, I'm just doing a festival. String also you can say nothing. Suppose name equals to SVK. Okay, that I want to refer this one also. So here just give plus one plus variable plus and plus. Okay. Now here provide this plus super dot. What is the variable name of name? Na? Super dot name. And I don't know. Super dot not required to Here required any same variable. No, not required. Just use super and output is coming. Anywhere you can use this system. Output SVK is coming and coming. So you can use this one also. Mm. Okay. You can use this one also. Okay. Now here you can just print this one. So where is yeah. Okay. Now here you can also print. So now to this is good. So first part is completed super keyword. And now the second use is to refer super class constructor. This is the important. Here I will give some rules and regulation also. Okay. Number two is to refer super class constructor. So to refer super class constructor. Now, how we can refer the super class constructor? What is the syntax? All this point I'm. If if we want to refer, we want to refer, we want to refer super class constructor from subclass by using super super keyword, we have to we have to use the following syntax. The syntax super, just super. If you remember the last class, parameter. Last class, this is the optional. If you want, then parameter. If you remember the last class, like this keyword, same syntax, the same syntax is there, nothing changed. In syntax wise is not changes, but in functionality wise, big change is there. Super keyword and sub like this keyword. Now write it one more point. In general, in general, write it. In general, in general, in inheritance, 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 JVM will execute execute zero argument constructor before executing subclass constructor. So now inheritance relation. First is JVM will execute zero argument constructor before executing subclass constructor. Subclass constructor. Okay. In this, now in this context, instead of instead of instead of executing executing zero argument constructor, we want to execute a parameter is parameterized constructor constructor at super class. For this we have to use super class, super super keyword. Use super keyword for this region. Only for this region we have to use super keyword. What is the reason, guys? Understood or not? Understood or not? In a general inheritance relation, we are performing an inheritance relation. We observe this. We perform inheritance relation. When we use it to keyword, inheritance is coming. Automatically, inheritance is coming. When anyone asks to inheritance, how to implement inheritance, we using external keyword to implement. So now, inheritance, our topic. Inheritance, now, super keyword. Constructor before executing zero argument constructor before executing subclass constructor. It won't execute subclass constructor. First, it will execute superclass constructor. Okay. In this construct, instead of zero argument constructor, we want to execute parameterized constructor at a superclass. I want to execute parameterized constructor at superclass. Okay, at superclass means parameter. Again, we pass the parameterized constructor. I want to execute this constructor at superclass level. Here is the one more class. I will declare one more constructor here. A parameterized constructor I declared. I want to execute this constructor. So there I will use super keyword. There I will use super keyword. There I will use super keyword. Okay, how? When I prepare the example, then you can understand. So now come here. Super keyword is completed. Now next class, created next class. Class. What is that? What is that? Super. Super const. Okay. I want main method is required. Just click on this. Remove this one. Just create classes. Just create classes. So inside this class A. No. Class. Class is not there. Why? Because A is already created. So class A B C D A B C. C is up to C we created. Let's see. A B is created. Now C is class C. Just inside the class C, created one zero argument constructor. Zero argument constructor means class C. Inside the zero argument constructor, just sys trace class C, zero argument constructor. Okay. And I want to pass one more class, parameterized constructor class C. And suppose int I passes int I. Now sys parameter meter. Okay. Parameterized constructor. Now its class is created. Okay. So now create here class D and perform the inheritance relation, extends, what is that? Class C. Extend class C, then create class D constructor, zero argument constructor, just I'm creating. Systrace. Okay. Pass 0R. Okay. Now here, one more constructor I want to create it. One more constructor. issues there, guys. Wait. Okay. So now this one is good. So this is good. So now let's see. Create the object of class D. So class D CD equals to new class D. Alright. Now I am calling just zero argument constructor from the main class. So which constructor will execute? Which constructor will executed? Class C constructor is executed, zero argument constructor and class C. Both zero argument constructor are executed. So this one is also zero argument constructor is executed. Why? Because first it will execute which constructor? Observe. First is executed super class. Then it will execute. Then some internals are there. Okay, I will tell you what is the happening. In 5 to 10 minutes, we will after that I will tell you. Suppose here I want to call the parameterized constructor. So what is that? Super, just pass one value. Suppose 20, I am passing here. So suppose you're passing the value 20, then it will call the super class constructor like parameterized constructor. Then it will execute. This one it won't be execute zero argument constructor. The super class won't be executed. Parameterized constructor and deconstructor. Then stop the execution. Stop the execution. This is the point. This is the point, guys. I want to share. So now I'm just pasting this code. Yes, class. Okay. See, and here, hold it. So now up to this is good. So output you are getting. What is the output? First will super class constructor, this one and this one. Output also I am pasting. Okay. Control C and here output. What is that output? Just paste it. This one is output. So now I am giving some theory point. I am giving some theory point to you for the better understanding. So now you can understand what is happening and going on internally. If we want, suppose if we want to access superclass constructor, superclass constructor from subclass by using which one? Super keyword, by using super keyword, then the respective super statement statement be in must be in first statement This is the good point. Okay, I'll prove this point also. Okay, if if we want to access superclass constructor from subclass by using super keyword then the respective super statement statement must be must be in the must be in the subclass constructor, not in constructor only, not in using only, not in subclass normal method. Now third rule is this is the rule, huh? You can say this. If we violate any of the above rule or condition, then compiler compiler will rise an error like which error? I will show you. Don't look. Which error which error call 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 to super must be first statement in constructor. Okay. So now this error you will get. These are the rule. Condition. Here you can write the condition. Conditions. Okay. So these three conditions are there. Just taking this one. Just taking. Suppose first inside the first condition is if you want to access superclass keyword, then the respective statement must be first. Just use the remove this one. It's okay. If you want to access three one, please paste. Oh no. Just control yeah. So and uh, control V. Now you get the error. What is that error? What is that error here? This one constructor call must be in first statement. Just I'm pasting this screenshot as the first rule. Okay, first rule. Okay, this error. First statement is success. This is the first first condition. First condition. First conditions. Now I want to show you second condition. You will provide the respective super statement must be in subclass constructor only, not in subclass constructor only. So subclass constructor only, not in method. Okay. Suppose create one method. Create one method subclass. Subclass. Create one method as one subclass here. Here you also let's see. Super super. Here we super dot passing like 20. It's getting the error. If you declare like subclass anything not here it will not work. Because it should be having one superclass object superclass. Okay, remove this one not possible. So just creating method normal Java method public void normal method normal method. Okay. Just yes out normal Java method. Normal Java. Here just pass super like 30. Here also you can get error. Here also you will get error. You can provide a first line, second line, it doesn't matter. Here we will get out. Here we will be getting error. So this is the second point. Second statement. Second condition. Okay, second and third is third one is these two condition is the certain if you violating any rule, this first type of error you will get. This is the error. This is the error. 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 This is the error. This is this. What happened? What's it do? Control. This is the error. This is the error. Just remove this one. This is the error, guys. This is the error. So condition. These two condition must be follow. Okay. If you change any condition, then you will get the error. So now up to this is completed. Up to this is completed. Now I'm giving us some theory. Now I'm giving us some theory. The theory is important. Theory is important. So due to the above rules, rules and regulation, it is not possible. It is not possible to access more than one superclass, constructor from a single subclass, single subclass, subclass constructor, by using super by using super keyword. So due to this reason, you cannot access the multiple of more than one super constructor from the subclass. Okay, and now this is. So some point I want to give in. What happened when you are not providing all these things? So now you can understand. After that, I will discuss practically. Okay. In case, suppose, in case, in case of inheritance, when we access subclass constructor, then first JVM will execute superclass zero argument constructor. Then JVM then JVM will execute subclass constructor. Okay. What is that meaning? What is the meaning of this point, guys? The meaning is this point, JVM first search superclass constructor, zero argument constructor. After that, it will execute subclass constructor. Okay. Any you can provide. So this flow of execution, is possible in Java because of the following compiler actions. Which actions? Some following compiler action over the source code at the time of compilation. At the time of compilation. So some rules are there. What is that rule? First one is one by one. I will discuss. First, I will write it. After that, So now first rule is after providing no compiler will go to each and every class available in the source file and checks whether any requirement to provide default constructor default constructor default constructor. First, compiler will go each and every class, then check if it has any requirement to provide default constructor. If you are not providing zero or constructor or parameterized like constructor, then compiler will provide automatically default constructor. So first point is this: compiler one. Second is if any if any class is identified, if any class identify without user defined constructor explicitly, then compiler will add zero argument constructor as default constructor. Okay. So if any constructor is not there inside the class, if any constructor is not there inside the class, then compiler will initialize on default constructor. Those constructor is provided by the compiler. Those constructor is provided by compiler. Third point is after providing default constructor, compiler will go to all the constructor and each and every class, and then compiler will check super keyword compiler will check super statement super statement is provided or not by the user explicitly to access super class constructor. Now fourth one is if any class constructor, this point I will show you the practically, not very. Okay, all this point I will show you. So now if any class constructor is identified without super statement. Now this is the important super statement that explicitly then will compiler will append super statement in the respective constructor to access zero argument constructor in the respective superclass. Observe this. So now both point here, even in the first example, I shown you now. So how this execution is going on? How fast it will execute superclass in this example. Suppose you are not providing this statement, you are not providing. Just run. Just run. Why it's coming superclass constructor? Why? Because here inside this default, inside this one default by the provided by the internally provided by the JVM, one super statement is included. That's why it's executing superclass zero argument constructor first, then it will execute this one. Output is C zero argument constructor and D class. Okay, so now this is the reason. Here internally. So now up to this I hope clear. Now fifth and last one is with the above compiler actions, JVM will execute superclass zero argument constructor as part of executing subclass constructor explicitly subclass constructor explicitly. So now I'm writing one example, guys. What is that example? Just create one class like which I'm showing the super constructor, test point. Okay. Main method is required. Okay. So now here, observe. Here, create one class like suppose already we created ABCDE. Up to this we created na super const D E class E create class E with the zero argument class E, zero argument constructor provided by the sys range. Here is not a method, it's a closing whisper. E. Okay, zero argument const. Okay, so now it's created. Now extend this class F extend class E. Extend class E. Inside this, provide one class parameterized constructor F int I So strange. Param cons. Okay. Now param cons we provided. Now create class G extend class F. Now here what is the error? Get not in class G provide parameterized constructor. Suppose here I provide one parameter int. I also have. That's it. Order has gone. Now sys G class param cons. Okay. Now param cons. There, here you can observe this. Here you can one error is come. Implicit super constructor class F is undefined. Must be explicitly invoke an other constructor. Here you can use one super and no, this one is the error. This one is the error. Now observe this. This is the error. This is the error. Can also call C class G equals to G CG equals to insert G CG equals to new class. Now here you can get it the error. Here extend class equal. Here extend provide the one parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Yeah. See here. Okay. Here we provide one more class G and extends F class. Extend class F. Then here you provide one parameterized constructor, okay, explicitly. Then error has implicit constructor class F is undefined, must be invoked. So error will come. So now error is what is that all this error have fixed. Only error point. Only error. Just the error is concerned. Good. Here first this one is error. Just widening this on. Okay. Error. Now second error is this. This constructor class C undefined. So here error is this one. This one is error and this one is the error. So now remove this error. We have one way. We have one way. What is that? What is that way? Just here, provide one thing. Here, provide super like 10. Super 10. That's it. Error has gone. Error has gone. Error has gone. And here, you can call this as a parameterized constructor. Suppose 10 value I am passing, or the 20 value I am passing. Just now. What is the output, guys? What is the output, guys? Tell me, what is the output here? Just provide one super keyword here. Just see. So the output first, constructor execution come here for super class. Then we will search one super class constructor, one super class constructor, and then brings this one and this one. Okay, it won't go any further. Let's see what happens. First one is zero argument constructor is executing. Is from the super class. Then it's executing F class constructor. Then okay. Why? Because internally here is providing super. Here internally is providing super keyword. If you provided or not provided, internally it's provided super. Just like this. That's why executing. Same executing. That's it. You know. This is the optional. This is the optional. Compiler or JP will invoke this statement in at the time of checking the code. Okay. That way. This will is good. Internally, output, just giving the output also. I'm just giving output also. Output. Paste. Bold I want. Okay, just provide the bold, then output it. So now this is the internal code. This is the internal providing. Here also super is providing zero argument constructor, but this coming from the object class. Now next topic is our next is to refer super class method. This is the simple. This is the total simple part. Last one is. So this is, I hope you understood this point. Last one is what is that? Last one to refer a method. The last one to refer super class method to refer. Third one is to refer super class. Red and bold italic. I don't want just bold it. Good. So now the very little part is there. Okay. Now here write it. If we wanted to refer class, if we want to refer a class method, the first super class method from subclass by using super keyword super keyword, then we have to use the following syntax. So what is the syntax, guys? What is the syntax? Super dot method name. Super dot method name, and here optional parameters. This is the parameters. Now just prepare this example. Just I'm preparing this example. Okay. Create one class. What is the class name? Super method. Super method means super class method. Main method is required as click. G up to this G is completed. Yes. So create one class H. Class is created. Class H is created. Inside the class H, just provide one method. Public void method one. Method one provided. Just stress. Stress class H method number. Okay. Now is method is ready. Now class H class I extends class further class H extend class H inside the create one public wow method M2 method is created. M2 method is created. Inside the M2 method, provide one statement just for the learning. Systrace method enclosed class I method M2. Method M2. That's it. What's getting it? Void is an invalid type of variable method. Remove this. Wait. India is given attention. Public create one void method method two method two method two. I have mistake. Method two systrace method two is fine. Okay. So now method two is ready. Method two. Now create one more method inside this. One more method with the same name. Suppose we provide one method, same name. The same name we provided public void method one. The strange class I method M1. That's it. Create inside the test class objects. Inside the test class, create a one class I interface CI equals to new class I. Class I. That's it. Call this method CI dot method two. I want to call method three. Just the simple call. This is the simple calls. This is the simple call. Then I will provide some other thing. Now method two is calling. Now here. Just I am inside the method. Just I am calling this after this method. After this method, I am calling method number. Now, what is the output, guys? What is that output? Tell me. Class M2 is calling, and M1 is calling. Which M1 interface I? But I want I want call the super class. Okay, super class. So how you can call super dot method m1 method m1. Now observe this. Observe this. This one it will call super class. Class H in the super class method is there. M1 method is calling. Now try once. Merge with this. What is that? What is this? This dot this dot m1 method. This dot m1 method is calling. What is that output? Now tell what is that output? M1 method. It's this keyword is referring current class object na current class method. It's referring current class method. By using two ways we can call the current class method. By this. Same name. I will give theory also. Just I'm putting this example. Okay. Now this is the example. Now this is the theory. About this, I'm giving some theory. Dialing is not required. Okay. In Java application, when we have same method at both both subclass and at superclass and at superclass if we access that method that method at subclass then JVM will execute subclass method subclass method only, not super class method because because JVM will give more priority for the local class method. So in this context, if we want to refer super class method over subclass method, we have to use then we have to use super keyword. That's super keyword. So now this is the total part about. So now after this is completed, now our super keyword is completed. Our super keyword is completed. Our super keyword is completed. Right? So this one is completed, and we will meet a next session, and then I will discuss typecast. So thank you for watching. We will meet next session.